All right,
Not
everybody.
ready.
Fury says she's not ready. We're going anyway. It doesn't matter if she's ready. That is the Rob Tooth thing. We're gonna cut that short because it's time. Welcome to Sunday, everybody. This is our 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern show time. Those are U.S. times. If you're not in the U.S., we apologize, but we're we try to be inclusive of all points, planet Earth. So whatever time zone you're in, congratulations for being here to watch. So today is All Things Fantasy Grounds talk show, Total Request Coding. Before we get started, I am going to give the disclaimer for the show as I switch the screen over so that you all can see what I see before I introduce my two co-hosts. All Things Fantasy Grounds Talk Show is meant to teach and help, but of course, always remember, guys, it is not the opinions that we state from Smiteworks USA LLC or Fantasy Grounds. We do not represent the company, even though I work for the company. It's very confusing, but we're not giving any official statements from them. So welcome, Furied Fate. I usually go to Leroon first. Let's start with you. How are you?
I'm great. I am here. I'm awake. I'm hydrated. I feel good. But I'm not
Excellent.
ready, but whatever.
But you're not ready. That's all right. You don't need to be ready. You're always ready. You're ready every time. Leroon, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Just been chatting with people in the college, trying to get some games going, and trying to capitalize on the time that we have with Fury before she gets too busy.
She's gonna get too busy. I
I
don't
am
know.
never too busy for you boys.
Oh my
Never.
God, that is so
Okay,
awesome.
that's a good thing.
So yes, Furied has been hired by Digital Dave to do some work. So she has more time being monopolized by that guy, which is good for her to do as well, and that's good
Well,
for
I mean,
Dave.
you did kind of sort of pimp me out,
I did. I
so
pimped you out. Well,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
I made the introduction, but that's it. And now he knows you're a girl, which is he didn't know that before, which is pretty funny.
yeah.
So we're gonna do a couple examples. We are going to show how to do some codings and how to use the codings that I've done for the DMs Guild, and then we're going to take requests. So here's an example here on the DMs Guild, and we'll put the links in the chat. This is the coding package that I have now. I had coded originally the classes and the spells and feats and race traits as individual items, and those are still individual items on the DMs Guild. But if you're interested in having the coding, the best thing is to buy the package because you get a big discount. And then, of course, separately from that are the items. So every rod, staff, wand, ring, potion, adventuring gear, piece, armor, wondrous item, and weapon in the game is coded. There's like about, I don't know, 4,000. I don't know how many, but it's a lot. And so that's available on the guild as well. And so, guys, we are going to give away a couple of these as prizes. So I encourage everyone to run to the DMs Guild right now and buy those. But if not, we're going to give away a few of them during the show tonight. So if you're here, you might be lucky enough to win. And if you're watching this video after the fact on YouTube or on DM's Guild itself, you missed out. So sorry about that. But we got the show every Sunday night. We've been doing it for like 34 times now, so you should know about it. All right. So
Already
first
got a
things,
question.
what is the question? We got a question already?
Right off the get-go, how often do you update your modules?
Every time he realizes he fucked something up.
Yes, anytime anybody reports a mistake, which, by the way, does not happen, but it does, and then I fix it right away, and all of the modules that you buy from me have a link to my Discord and to a specific channel called DM's Guild Updates, which then shows you what I updated and on what day.
Cheerbits in the stream.
Cheerbits,
Thanks for the
Lady
cheerbits.
Shell. Hey, thanks for the cheerbits, Lady Shell. So as recently as August 1st, I updated four modules. And then you can see July 27th I did updates, July 22nd, July 20th, 19th, July 15th, all the way back. And then on May 23rd of this year, I updated every single thing on the DMs Guild that I have. I updated everything on there because I put a little thing in there about this. And so the answer to that question is a lot. And as a matter of fact, I just finished the Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron, turned that into Smiteworks, and so I'm jumping the gun a little bit. Since I was the one that converted it, I have all the stuff here, and so I'm adding the spell and the feats and the races and the sub-races and everything from that into my coding so that when that comes out, the day that comes out, I'll publish the new stuff, and then it'll all be there that day. So I might even do it early, who knows. You just don't know what I'm going to do. Anyway, so let's get into the meat of it. Here we have the Fantasy Grounds tabletop. And by the way, for those of you that are, I know someone's going to ask. So this is the new theme that has been updated. It's on the forums, and it does work with 3.3.6. And the theme is called, and you can search for this on the forums, 5e Theme Notebook. So if you want to go look for that, you can.
Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks for the
Grounds College,
cheerbits.
Cheerbits, always interrupt me with cheerbits, and I never mind that you do. I love it. So if you guys want this theme with the coffee ring stained paper and these really readable buttons on the side that I really like because they're so nice to read. There's the sound one because they of course didn't. That's an extra one. But anyway, that's called 5e Theme Notebook. Okay. So coding. Here we go. Let's open up our PC, which is going to be Cousin Clark Rob. Let's put the combat tracker. Let's put the map. And let's do some examples. Leyrune and I talked about this. And we decided that we would do, I think, Chill Touch, Hex, and Hunter's Mark. Because those are the ones that seem to have a little bit of difficulty and extra steps that you have to do. So the first thing I would do is go to my library. And I would go to the modules, and I would open up. If your library doesn't look like this, that means that you're not Rob Toohey crazy like I am. But all my stuff has my logo on it. So I would type in spell coding, and we already actually have it open. So it's 5e spell effects coding, and so I'm going to find that one and open it up. And then once I do, now all of the spell codings, all of the codings are in the spells list. So not to be confused, because if it's a feat or if it's a class trait or if it's a race feature or if it's a spell, they're all in the spells list. So you open up the spells list and you see them, they're all in here. So
we need the class features, right?
We need we're doing what did we say we're going to do? Chill Touch, Hunter's Mark, and Hex. Those are all spells.
Right.
So let's do Chill Touch first. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Ben.
So yeah, we don't need the class features right now. So I'm going to drag the Chill Touch spell on there. Now you see that my codings actually have numbers and codes, and there are instructions, guys. So if you're watching this video later, or if you're confused and you forget what we're telling you today, you can always go to the instructions and the special instructions, and like the instructions tell you what all the numbers mean. Like there's a range. If it's touch, if it's concentration, bonus action, reaction, ritual, if there's a spell component with a cost, or if it's SD means shift drag, and we're going to explain that. So you'll see that that's coded in the title there. And then there's special instructions that talk about some of the different, like for example, Chill Touch, the one we're doing. The player holds shift while dragging the effect onto the NPC. The effect is marked self, so it will appear on the player's PC in the combat tracker, but will affect the NPC. So don't let that confuse you. We're going to actually show you right how that works. So let's get on, let's put me on the map here, and let's put the NPCs on the map over there, and we'll make them visible.
Right.
So we've got a couple goblins and a zombie, it looks like. So let's see what happens. So the Chill Touch spell works really good with undead. It'll work on anybody, but it works better on an undead. So let's say I, Cousin Clark, am going to target the zombie. So I've got the zombie targeted, and I'm going to do Chill Touch on him. So let's just say I hit, and it works. So now I'm going to do the damage on him, which is, I guess this is a bad place to have that because you want to see the
click.
You want click. You want to see the chat.
I want to see it hit.
I'm going to do the damage. Okay, so I did 6 damage. Now I'm going to apply this effect to the zombie, which is he cannot regain hit points. And now this effect has SD in the title, and that's shift drag. So I'm going to hold my shift button. I'm holding my shift button down. I'm going to left click and grab this effect, and I'm going to shift drag it onto the zombie. Now watch what happens. The effect actually went on me, but it says target zombie. So what that means is that only the zombie will be affected by this granting advantage attack if I attack him. So, now watch what happens. I'm going to attack the zombie. And yes, I got advantage. But if I attack one of these goblins, I also got advantage. What is happening? Why does this always fuck me up? Oh no, I got... Okay, well, something's gone wrong here that I didn't anticipate, and nor do I know what it is, so let's figure it out. Oh, because I'm unconscious somehow. So never mind any of that. Let's just start that over.
Wow.
Yeah, so let me not be unconscious. All right, so forget everything you just saw, guys. We're going to start that over. Okay, now, okay, so Chill Touch is on me, but it targets only the zombie. So if I attack the zombie, I should get advantage. Grant advantage attack. Man,
now,
this is kind of frustrating.
Were you supposed to drag it to yourself and not the zombie? I mean, I'm not sure.
No, you're supposed to. No, that's the whole thing. That's why we're doing this show. Now, I'm very disappointed that didn't work, because the whole thing is to show the show and show people how it works without confusing people. And now I'm confused. I don't know why that didn't work. Let's try this again. The zombie is undead, isn't he? Yeah, he's an undead. Okay. So now if I attack him, it should have given me, if the target is undead. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I don't know how Chill Touch works, everybody. You guys didn't catch me either. Is anybody in the chat yelling at me that I'm doing it wrong? Because I am doing it wrong.
Nope.
It grants disadvantage attack. It's if he attacks me, is what it is. So if the zombie, yeah, I'm just doing it wrong. So if the zombie attacks me with his attack, right? Let's watch this. He attacks me and he gets disadvantage, which is correct.
There you go.
But if the goblin attacks me, he will not have disadvantage, because it only applies to the zombie. So I applied the spell correctly, and I just didn't know what the spell was, because I'm too excited about the show and I didn't stop to pay attention. So hopefully everybody gets that. You know what? Let's just go through it again so that everybody isn't confused by that. So if you want to pretend that you didn't see anything until now and we're starting now, you can. Okay, so I say, you know, I'm the player, and I tell the DM I'm going to Chill Touch this guy, and I roll and I hit the zombie. Let's say I hit him, and so I'm going to apply. Let's take that effect off of him. So I hit him and I do the damage. Good. I apply the Chill Touch, can't regain hit points. Now that's just a note that goes on him. So all that is a note. That doesn't have any codes in it, but it's just a reminder that he can't regain hit points. And that's going to last for one round. And now I'm going to shift, drag this effect. Now the reason, again, if you just click it, now watch what happens. If I just click it, that effect, goes on me, but it doesn't have the zombie in it, which is why you can't just click it. You must shift, drag it onto the zombie. Now I can do it on the map, or I can do it on the combat tracker. And again, you see that it did apply it to me. When I dropped it on the zombie, it applied it to me, but it says targets zombie there. So that's where it only works. So now the zombie, let's say it's the zombie's turn, and he comes at me, and he is going to try to slam me. He has disadvantage on his attack, whereas if the goblin tried to attack me, since Chill Touch only applies to the zombie, the goblin would not have advantage or disadvantage. So there we go.
All right.
So I clunkily got through that, and perhaps it would have been better for me to have done this a few minutes before the show, but I very wrongly, confidently thought I knew exactly what was going to go on, and I just did it wrong. All right, so let's get rid of that. Let's do another example, because Hex is somewhat the same principles behind it. So let's go to the spell list. Let's grab Hex. Let's put that on my sheet here. And
oh wait, there's a quick question. What if the shift drag was on the goblin? Meaning, what if the goblin was chill touched instead of the zombie?
Same thing, right?
Yes, except for the undead portion of it would not, because the monster's not undead, it wouldn't do that portion of it.
Okay.
It only so it's only so. Okay, so Hex is I'm gonna Hex the goblin, let's just say. So actually this example might be this is a new thing with Fantasy Grounds. So all of my codings usually have, if it's a concentration, it usually has the thing that you put on the monster and then a note to put on yourself, so that if you get hit, well, no, never mind. Yeah, guys, sorry about that. I don't mean to confuse people, but when I formulate what I want to say, it turns out I don't want to say that. So never mind what I was just gonna say. This is the worst show we've ever done already. It's only been 5 minutes. This is absolutely the worst. Leroon, you and I are gonna have to do a separate thing because this is not going to do what we wanted it to do. So we're just gonna have to fucking do that later. All right. Okay. So guys, I'm gonna Hex this guy. So when I Hex him, it says shift drag here. Now the reason it's a shift drag and not just a click on it is because when you Hex somebody, you're only hexing that person, but you may decide you want to attack somebody else. So I'm going to Hex the goblin by shift dragging it on him. And then again, it applied it to me, but it only is for the goblin. So now let's say I do an attack on the zombie. When I do damage on the zombie. So if I do damage, it's just going to do my regular damage on the zombie. But if I do damage on the goblin who's hexed, then it's going to give me the extra die. So there you go.
Okay.
And that is so the component of Hex that is the disadvantage check. You can also the reason we're showing this example is that there's the word edit in there. So when you Hex somebody, it says that you can give them the extra damage, and you can also make them have disadvantage on an ability check made with a chosen ability. So I'm going to choose Strength. So what you would do is you would open the magnifying glass there, and you would change the word edit to either Strength or Dexterity or Charisma, or whichever one you want to make sure that they have. And then there's no shift dragging with that. You just target the zombie and hit it. So now let's open up the zombie here. If he does a dex check, that's regular, but if he does a strength check, he has disadvantage, see, because he's disadvantaged on strength checks. So that's coded that way with the word edit so that you can then pick which one you want, rather than having done it 6 times and listing them all there. I just found it was better to put the word edit. Plus, it sort of forces the player to announce to the DM, okay, I'm choosing dexterity, and I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to change this to dexterity. And if you forget, there are in the instructions and the special instructions, it does go over that. It does tell you that the word edit is to be changed, and so it's all there. All right, so
but Marbanya was asking, once you cast it, it's not going to automatically revert back to edit. You're going to have to remember to change it again.
It will stay there. And the cool thing about having the C in there is that Fantasy Grounds automatically knows that if you get damaged, to roll a concentration check for you, which it did. And I succeeded. Let's just do that again and see if I fail. I succeeded again because I'm awesome. And when it fails, if it fails ever, it'll remove the effects.
Yep.
Wow, you got to be kidding me. I'm just succeeding like a mother.
Everything, of course.
You got to be kidding me. This would never happen in a game. Oh, you have to be fucking just shitting me. I'm just succeeding all left and right.
So
Okay,
Rob, I
there
have
we go.
several.
So wait. So just let me. I don't want to break the flow here. So I failed my check, and you see that it removed the hex extra die from me, and it also removed the disadvantage check from the zombie. So Fantasy Grounds does that automatically because you have that C in there. So that's what these codings are good for. All right, go ahead. I know there's questions.
Okay. First question is kind of after this, but we had a person who wanted us to show him how Colossus Slayer works, which is a ranger class feature.
Yeah, okay, so hold on to your request because we'll show all that. We'll do whatever you guys want, but we want to get through our pre-programmed segment here first.
And Physics Man wanted to know if this is all pre-made stuff, or would it be stuff that you can buy when you buy an official D&D pre-made module?
Okay, that's a good question. So let me show you what happens. So all of the codings, I've done every spell, every feat, every class trait, and every race feature in the game in 5e. I've done everything. Up to and including the Eberron stuff, which I'm working on now, and it's not even out yet. And so if it's in 5e, I've done it. Now, I will open the player's handbook here. And you don't have to buy my codes. You absolutely don't have to do that. As a matter of fact, anybody can code these all by themselves, just like I did. And if you go to the Fantasy Grounds wiki with coding, you can read down through all this and learn learn all about this shit and read all this crap right here and figure that all out on your own, just like I did. You can go through that and take 100 hours to teach yourself coding. It's absolutely not a problem. If you want to do that, I encourage it. And people think I'm being sarcastic about that, but the good thing is, if you know how to code, then anything outside of 5e official rules, like if you want to do a homebrew thing, or you want to make your own spells or your own feats or your own classes or subclasses or races or subraces, and it's all stuff you're making up, then you'll know how to code it. Because if you teach yourself how to do this. But if you're lazy like me, I mean, I didn't do this to make money. My original reason I wanted to do this was I didn't want to do it anymore. I'm just going to code everything and be done with it. And then people were like, gimme.
Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks for the cheerbits.
Clancy, cheerbits. Thank you, sir. BitBoss attack. And so that's the original reason I did it was just because for my own convenience. But you guys can absolutely make those codes. And so the difference is, if I bring in hex from the player's handbook, let's see what that looks like. So first of all, the spell in the player's handbook doesn't tell you it's a bonus action, that it's 90 feet, and it's concentration. I put that in there to let players know when they look at it, they get a snapshot of what all the stuff is without having to open the spell. Now, the player's handbook version of the spell, it just has the necrotic thing, and it's expiring on the next roll, and so it's a one-time use, and it doesn't tell you to shift drag it. You have to know that, whereas mine tells you. And also, the one from the player's handbook doesn't include the disadvantage on the check on the particular thing that you choose for their disadvantage, so that's not included. So my codings are complete.
Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks for the cheerbits.
More involved, and make it so that you have to do less to play the game. And Fury Fate, cheerbits. Thank you, Fury. And so initially, when I started playing Fantasy Grounds, most of the first games, you can even go back and watch those videos where we were playing in the very beginning in like 2015 and 2016. Where we'd be playing, and then we would stop the game and go, okay, we got to code that spell. And the big phrase way back, 2-3 years ago was to say, well, we only have to do it once. Once we code it, then we'll have it. And we were just doing that every game over and over and over. And then one day I said, you know what? I'm just going to do everything in the game and just be done with it in one fell swoop. And it's probably, I don't know, 2,000 hours worth of programming. I don't know how many hours it was, but it was a lot. And so if you want to have these codes, you can get them and, you know, make the game play easier. And again, it's only 5e, so there's none, you know, I haven't done anything for any of the other rule sets yet, but and maybe not ever, but we'll see. It just depends.
There were some questions about more than one target. So
okay.
Just for the like, I don't think you can do that with
Cheerbits in the
Hex
stream.
and
Thanks for the
Chill Touch. I
cheerbits.
think it's only one target.
Hex
but
is
if you
one
had,
target. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you had that, would that still apply to multiple targets?
Yeah. So let's show that.
Okay.
So let's say
Had like a spell or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's say that I have, let's see, I still have, oh no, everything expired. Okay, so let me hex the zombie. I will hex the zombie. And we won't worry about the disadvantage check thing. We'll just show this. Okay, so.
Cheerbits in the stream. Thanks for the cheerbits.
Lady Shell, thanks for the cheerbits. So let's say let's open the map here real quick. And let's clear out the chat so that we can clearly see what happens here. So if I target 2 targets on the map, why that's not working, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm the DM and not, okay, that's why it's got to be here like this, okay. Okay, so I have 2 targets on the map. I have the zombie, which is hexed, and I have the goblin, which is not hexed. Now I'm going to fire an arrow at both of them. So, actually, the attack doesn't matter. It's the damage. So now what we can expect to see is when I click this damage, we're going to see damage 1d8 plus 3 for the goblin, and we're going to see damage 1d8 plus 3 plus 1d6 for the zombie. So that's what we expect to see here. And is that what we saw? Yes, because it was 9 damage, and the goblin took 9, and the zombie took 13 because the 9 plus a 4 on the d6.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Question. McGolog was wondering, do you have to do shift drag, or can you shift click if the enemy is already targeted?
Let's find out.
Okay.
All right. I have the zombie. I believe the answer is yes, you have to shift drag it. I don't think this will work. All right, so I have the guy targeted. So let me shift click. And it did not work. It did apply it to me, but it did not recognize that the target is the zombie. So like, you guys know about this targeting thing, right? You can drag the target down, or wait, how's that go? Drag this thing down, or I forget, maybe I don't know how to do it now. But anyway, no, the answer is no, that does not work. You must see, I'll leave that there, and then I'll do a shift drag, and you'll see the difference. So the first one is blank. The second one has targets zombie right there. So there is a big difference. And it also knows who it was applied by. Whereas the first one just applies the effect and doesn't really know who to treat that with. So that's the whole reason behind shift dragging. And yes, you must actually drag it onto the target. And whether that's the token on the map or the combat tracker, either one works.
So didn't we find out there was just maybe a handful of these spells that are like this?
Yeah, those are the 2 best and probably most often used lower level ones. Chill Touch is even, I think a cantrip. Maybe it's not, I can't remember. But yeah, so those get used a lot, but there are a few, and anything that's like that will have the SD signifier in the title. So if it doesn't have SD, you don't have to worry about it.
Where exactly sorry, Rob.
It makes the game, I mean, you guys, not having that is such a pain in the ass, because you got to go, oh wait, no, I hit the zombie, I got to give him, and then okay, roll an extra d6, and then you have to roll it, and then the DM has to add it manually, and it's a crazy time. And so having these codes already done just makes the game so much more fun and so much faster, and it's less work for everybody, and it's just a dream for a DM to not have to worry about it, and that's almost on any case.
So I know already just from timing stuff that the coding, if you use it correctly and it's applied correctly, it cuts down your combat, I would want to say, by no less than a quarter all the way up to a third, even half.
Yeah,
So it depends
absolutely.
on what's going on.
Because you somebody casts a spell, they apply the effect, and it's just next turn, let's keep going. And you don't have to stop and figure anything out. It's just all part of the thing. It's really awesome. So,
another question from the chat. How did you figure out you had to shift drag those spells?
I'm going to answer that. I'm going to put in a prize first.
Okay.
I don't remember how I learned it, but it was definitely, I don't remember specifically how I learned that, but it was definitely something like I either read it in the manual, or I read it on that wiki page, or I saw it in the forums. But it was some way that I found out by only just diving into it head first, full on. And I thought, man, how many people don't know that? And so I just made it part of what I was doing. And you know, I still get, I mean, I did the coding. I've been doing that over 2 years now. I still get a few emails a week, just people thanking me. And that, I mean, I don't want to tear up or anything, but it's really, I mean, it's so awesome when people go, oh my God, I didn't even know this was around, and I found it, and it's so awesome. Our games are so much more fun now, and that's just so awesome to hear people say that. That makes me so happy. Oh my God! I'm just kidding. All right, we're
if
gonna
you're
do
a cry,
it.
it's got to be on camera.
yeah, I have to turn the camera on so I can cry on camera.
Huh.
All right, we're gonna set a 5-minute timer here, and the first thing we're gonna give away is the actual coding package that has the spells, feats, classes, and races in it. So anything in 5e. And by the way, all the stuff I do on the DM's Guild, guys, sometimes I add stuff and I raise the price. But if you have it, you will always get updates for free, no matter how much the price goes up. And so the earlier you buy it, the cheaper it is. But so let's see, DMs. No, we're not gonna call it that. We're gonna just call it Fantasy Grounds coding package.
If you already own it, please don't enter the prize because he's not
Yes.
going to re-gift it.
Yeah, if you own it, please don't enter the thing because it's too much of an accounting. We've had to tell people, you know, they get excited, they enter it, and then they email me and they go, oh, hey, I won it, but I already have it. So go ahead and just forward that to someone who needs it or give it away. And unless it's a license, we don't forward anything. So if you win it, it's yours, and that's how it works. So here we go. We're going to start it. So it's keyword coding, guys, and I'll show you a picture of what we're talking about. This is what we're giving away. It's 2 of the packages are $13.95. The other 2 are $4.95. So if you add all that up, it's about $38. It sells for $29, which is a 20% discount, but you're going to get it for free if you win. So if you want to win it, then go ahead on and enter, and whoever we pick, we'll give them the prize. So now, sorry, I don't mean to not answer the questions, but the way my brain works, I got to get out what I have to get out, and then I can go, okay, now what's the questions? There's no questions?
Well, Rob, where exactly were the instructions kept for your stuff? I know where they're at, but we need to let the people know out here to read those.
Yes. So any module that you get from me, if it's a collaboration with another author, it might be structured differently, but any module you buy from me, you'll open it up and it'll have the story entries and it'll have credits, and there's my information here, how you can get a hold of me if you have questions. I freely give out my email and my Discord. You can always get a hold of me. There's no excuse for anybody not being able to get a hold of me. And then it'll have instructions in it, and those instructions, of course, will be dependent on what's in the module. It'll tell you what's up with that. There might be special instructions or notes or extras, and then there's always an updates thing. And if you go here, it'll tell you that the Drive-Thru RPG sends emails to people when a when an item is updated on DriveThruRPG, everybody that's ever purchased that gets an email that says, "Hey, this is updated. Go download it." But for whatever reason, and through the wisdom of the DMs Guild, they do not do that. So anytime I update anything, you would never know that. But if you click on this link, the Rob Toohey Discord update channel, right from In Fantasy Grounds, it's going to take you to Discord, and it's going to take you right to my channel, and you will be able to, well, I'm not going to log in on the browser because I'm already logged in, but it'll take you to Discord, and it'll bring you to this channel right here, which is the DMs Guild updates, and it tells you what I've updated and what date I did it. So, for example, if you bought my everything package July 1st and you haven't updated it, you see here that on August 1st I updated it, so you better go re-download it again just to make sure you get
Right.
it. And when even if I change one semicolon, I update that thing and put it here. So anytime there's an update, and sometimes I tell you what I did, like for example with the Haunt and the Unknown Whom, I added reference manuals in those, so that's what made those difference. And then with the solo adventures, I retitled the actual module, the .mod file. So I tell you, make sure you delete the old one, because if you have both of them in your directory, it might open the old one and you'll be like, this is not updated, but you have two of them in there and don't know you do. So
And also,
I always
Go
try
ahead,
to keep everybody informed about exactly what I'm doing. And, I get a lot of questions. And so I basically wake up every day, and my whole entire life is, what can I do and what can I make and how can I show people so they all have the answers to everything, so nobody emails me. I mean, if you email me or if you PM me in Discord, I will answer you. But I'd rather not get 10,000 a day. I'd rather just get 10 a day. So I try to do the best I can to communicate to everybody what's up so that they don't have to ask me.
There you go. I noticed too, guys, that when new books come out, like let's say this fall, there's going to be a bunch of new settings. If Rob needs to add anything to his coding packages or anything, he usually does so in a fairly timely manner. You have to give him at least a month, and he'll have those added. And if you've already purchased it, you're not going to have to pay for the new price. And you kind of went over that earlier, but I just wanted to make you guys know that when a new book comes out, and if there's anything that needs to be added, he's usually on it within 3 to 4 weeks max. I mean, I think 2 weeks is good.
I would say, I mean, I'm pretty fast. I mean, I would say if a week goes by after the new thing comes out and I'm not done, something's wrong. I'm in the hospital.
Right.
And I'll show everybody. I'll show everybody a quick a view of like what's up with all that as soon as we give away this prize. Let's give away the prize first, and then I'll show you guys what I'm talking about on that. So 15 seconds. This is probably by the time you hear my voice, it's probably going to be over. But we're going to give away the first coding package here. And we've got 5. I think probably most people watching the show probably own it, or if they were ever going to get it, they have it. But let's give a new person some, and let's draw a winner right now. And Sinister DJ, excellent. So Sinister,
Yes.
Congrats. You win the coding package. I'm just going to put Sinister here. So you guys know the deal. If you win something, you got to PM me in Discord. If you're not on my Discord channel, I'll give you the link in the chat right now. First of all, how dare you? Anybody who's not on my Discord. So Sinister, just send me a you were going to buy it tomorrow. God damn it. Well, good for you. You just saved $30 right like that. Bam.
Yep.
And so we'll give away some more later in the show. But I do want to show everybody, I was showing Leyrun this before the show. I have spreadsheets for everything. So here, all of the things down in the bottom here are all of the things that I've made that have codes in them. And then up here is, Curse of Strahd, Dungeon Master's Guide, Elemental Evil, Horde of the Dragon Queen, everything from 5e is here, up to and including Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron, which is right here. And so what does Wayfinder's Guide have in it? It has some feats, there's one spell, there's magic items, there's backgrounds, and there's races and sub-races. So what does that mean? That means all of these things in yellow on the DM's Guild that I have to update all of these. And so like today I did and so it's a nightmare. And so usually when I make updates, if there's significant updates, I might raise the price on something. But if you own it before I make any updates, then you get the updates for free. So the Rob Toohey system of economy is buy early and often, and then you'll always get the cheapest price, and you'll never have to pay the big price later. But see, like, here's the number of codes that are in each thing, and yeah, I mean, I don't want people to concentrate on that, but whoops, what's this? No, let's not look at that. Oh my God, no, don't panic. Don't look at that either. You can look at this. No, don't look at that either. Anyway, so there is a method to the madness, and I try to charge, you know, like with the coding packages, the reason they're different prices is, you know, the spells and the classes or the races have way more coding in them than the feats and the other ones. And the equipment ones, like the weapons one is huge, and the, you know, the rod ones has like 9. I think that one's even free or whatever, because it's only got like 9 codes in it or whatever. But that's the whole way that goes. So now, what was somebody saying about Colossus Slayer? Was that the one we wanted to look at?
Yeah, I think it's in the Ranger class features.
Okay, so let's go open class. Class feature effects coding. Let's open that. So once we have that open, we can go to the spells list, and we can type in like maybe Ranger. And we see all the Ranger stuff. So maybe instead of that, let's type in Colossus. I don't know how to spell Colossus. C-O-L. Ranger, Hunters. Is that it? Can't get my... Well, maybe I don't like this theme so much after all. I can't stretch. There we go. Colossus Slayer. There it is. Hunter's Parade, Colossus Slayer. Okay. So let's clear this stuff off this sheet so we're not confused by this stuff. Let's put on Colossus Slayer, and this is an now I know why this is an if target wounded, damage 1d8. Okay, so let's bring up the combat tracker. Let's heal everyone up. Okay, so I'm gonna apply this to myself, which is a if the target is wounded, and the definition in 5e of wounded is if it has 50% hit points or lower, then it's going to add 1d8 to my damage roll, and then after I roll, it's going to take it away. So the zombie is fully healthy, so let's damage it, and it should not give me the extra d8 because it's got full hit points.
Okay, and now it has half hit points, so it's technically wounded.
Yes, but it should have taken that away. Oh, maybe maybe that means okay, the difference
for the round.
Yeah, the different. Well, no, there's no timer on it. It's per the roll. But the difference between I've always been confused by the next roll or the next action. So if I had said action on that, let's put him back to full health. Change it to action. Apply it. Now when I roll, I'll bet you it does take it away. It did not. Interesting. Okay, so I guess only if the condition applies does it work. So, okay, if the target is wounded. Yeah, otherwise it leaves it there. Okay, so now since he is wounded, now it will give me the extra die and also take the effect away. So there's the extra die, and then, it removed the effect. So that Colossus Slayer...
So it'll actually stay on until it does its effect.
And that might be... Maybe you don't want it to do that. Your tenacity can wear down the most of foes. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, the creature takes an extra 1d8 damage. If it's below its hit point maximum, you can deal this extra damage only... What? If it's... yeah, my bad. Not wounded. I meant, I was thinking bloodied, which you can also use bloodied. That's the half hit point thing. Wounded is just if it has any damage. So even if the zombie had only 1 damage, or whoops, let's do 1. Even if it had 1 damage, it would still work. Yeah.
Okay.
So my bad. I was thinking bloodied, which is the half thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you can deal this extra damage only once per turn. Yeah, so the way I have it coded is it's going to leave it on there until it takes effect, and then it'll go away. So hopefully that answers the question. I think he was probably concerned about if T wounded. And you know that if T, that's if target is whatever the condition is, you can actually make custom words there for different stuff for home. I don't think there's anything. There might be one thing that uses it in 5e. Let me find it actually real quick.
Okay.
Because I think it's in the wiki. Let's search. Yeah, Hunter's Mark used to be done that way. I changed the way it's done so you don't have to do this. But what they would do is Hunter's Mark, it used to be that you would mark the thing, rather than shift dragging it, you would mark it with a Hunter Mark, and then you would add this if custom Hunter's Mark, so it would check if the target had Hunter Mark on it. And then yeah, so it was way more complicated, and that's how they used to do it. But it does go to show you that you can make custom things. So you know, you could say, like, say you were playing a game. This is kind of dumb, but it serves as a good example. If you were playing a game of tag and whoever was it got extra damage, you could put a custom tag on them, tagged, and then you could tell it if custom tagged, damage an extra 1d10 or whatever. You could do that. So basically it's unlimited what you can kind of do with Fantasy Grounds. It's pretty cool.
Okay, that answers that question. That's awesome.
What other questions did anybody have?
Let's see.
And guys, if you want to know how to code something that's not coded, we can figure that out too. I can pretty much code anything.
Okay. Anybody have any requests for codes? So that's what this is, all request coding.
Meanwhile, we'll give away a different deal.
All right.
What else do you have to give away?
We are going to give away. We gave away the coding package. Now we'll give away the items, this includes 9 different things. There's rods, staffs, wands, rings. Oh, and by the way, in D&D it's staffs, not staves, as many people have emailed me. You spelled staffs wrong. It's not staffs, it's staves. But I dare you to go to any D&D book and look up the word staffs. It's always S-T-A-F-F-S. It's never S-T-A-V-E-S. So just for people to know that. So rods, staffs, wands, rings, potions, all the adventuring gear, armor, all the wondrous items, and all the weapons. All of them are coded.
And of course, they'll all be updated soon when you add those new items.
That's right. They'll all be added. The ones I think I'll be updating from Eberron are rings, and definitely wondrous items, and maybe adventuring gear as well. Oh, and there is.
I thought there was like oh god, that wooden rod or wand or
there's
whatever.
There's one weapon, a double bladed. I forget what it is. Oh, and the imbued rod. Yeah, rod. Oh, yeah, rod, staff, and wand. You're right. So it's going to be rods, staffs, wands, rings. I think there might even be a potion. Adventuring gear for sure. I don't know about armor. There might not be any armor in there. There is plenty of wondrous items and at least one weapon. So I might have to update 8 of 9 of these.
Also, Cian just challenged you. In AD&D, it was staves.
Yeah, but AD&D ain't 5th edition. Who was that, Celestian?
Oh, Cian.
Oh, Cian. Okay, because Celestian comes in here every show we have. He's in here busting our balls. He's here now. I see he's in the chat. He's busting our balls about AD&D.
Okay. McOlak actually has a question. He wants us to do a spell with a save effect, and what does a save DC show incorrectly at first?
I don't know.
I know what he's talking about. It hasn't parsed yet. So when you initially enter it, it kind of gives you the wrong DC number until you close it and reopen it. and then it will reparse the spell
that.
save.
Okay, yeah. We'll show that.
See.
All right, so let me start the contest here. So guys, this is going to be for the items package. So keyword items, and don't forget your don't forget your explanation, your exclamation mark.
And it's more than one item; it's items.
Items, yeah. Okay, so yeah, so sometimes when you let's do one that has a save. Somebody name a spell that has a save.
Spell save DC.
Oh, I know.
Fireball.
Yeah, fireball. Okay, fireball. Good, fireball.
You at least get half damage.
All right, so fireball that's player's handbook, and then this one's mine because it has the 150-foot range on it. So let's bring it over. Boom. So there you go. So it says DC 8, and we know that's wrong. So let's open that up and look at it. Oh, but when I opened it up, it changed it to 10. So if you ever see a DC for a save, just click on it and it'll change it to what's appropriate. So 10 is probably appropriate since this character has what is it, I might not have marked the spells. So the group, let's say that this is a wizard, so it's intelligence.
Okay.
So we'll mark that as intelligence. And then we go over here to intelligence, and he's a bad wizard because he's only got a +1 intelligence. So 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11, so it should be 11 now. There, it's 11. So it will fix it. If it's wrong, Fantasy Grounds will correct it eventually. But if you see an 8 in there, or if you see a number that you think might be wrong, all you have to do is click on the magnifying glass, and it should change it to what it's supposed to be. So it sometimes it just doesn't pick it up right away.
Right.
Now, if I had let me erase this. If I had intelligence already in my spells, I bet when I drag it over now, it just works. It didn't. So since it didn't, we open it up, and now it changes to 11. So I guess Fantasy Grounds must have I wouldn't call it a glitch, but it just doesn't really recognize the DC right away until you change it sometimes. But as a player, yeah, you should know what your DCs are. So
I think it does kind of the same thing with your spell lookup thing. You know, when we were creating a custom spellcaster last week.
Yeah.
Remember, it has to parse it, and I think that's the way it does it.
Yeah, and I'll bet you if I go change this guy's intelligence to, let's say, 18, it should be a 14 now, and it is. So there you go.
Okay. Yeah. You bring up a good point there about the groups. That metadata is important. So if you create your own group on the actions tab for a power group, and you have spells in there, and they need to be based on different types of spell casting, you need to make sure you set that up. I've seen people where occasionally they'll have charisma as their main stat, but a couple times you get like let's say a racial ability where it's based on your intelligence instead. So you're going to have to make sure that power group is set up correctly.
So if all of my spells are based on intelligence, but for some reason Fireball was based on wisdom, I could come in here and instead of group DC, I could just change it to wisdom. Yes. 8 plus ability, wisdom, and my proficiency or not, and then if there was a bonus, and then it'll recalculate it. So yeah.
Yep.
But if you just leave them all, if you leave them all on group, whatever the spell thing is that you have here is what it will go off of.
Okay.
All right, let's get rid of Fireball. Boom. So what else, guys? What else?
Oh, Rob, I was going to ask you, how do you put a timer on a spell, the coding for it? Let's say you had the Wizard of the Coast invisibility. I don't think that has a timer on it.
Okay, let's get it. Invisibility.
If it does, sorry, but I don't think it does.
Wizards of the Coast invisibility. So this is not mine. Will have the timer, but this one won't. So let's bring that in. And when you say timer, are you talking about just how long the spell lasts?
Yeah, expiration.
Oh yeah, it does. It has 1 hour there.
Okay. Some spells don't, and I noticed that you have to.
If it just says 0 rounds there, you can click on the magnifying glass and you can go in here and you can tell it round, minute, hour, or day, and then you can type in here, 10 rounds or 10 minutes. Now, keep in mind, guys, that Fantasy Grounds only recognizes and only counts and differentiates between rounds and minutes. If you have hour or day in there, that's just a note. It's not going to do anything. Fantasy Grounds doesn't recognize that. As a matter of fact, I see a lot of DMs instead of putting so 10 minutes.
Ooh.
Watch what happens if I apply that 10 minutes into the combat tracker. It does it for 100 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I say 100 minutes, or let's say 60 minutes, it should give me 600 rounds, right? I applied it to the zombie. Yeah, so it's 600 rounds. So if you give it in terms of rounds or minutes, it will actually count for you. But if you do hours or days, like if I go back and change that to 1 hour and put it on, it just doesn't give you anything.
Okay.
So
I thought there was a code for it, like D : something.
Well, yeah, what you're talking about is this. You're talking about D600 right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but that's DM's view. That's what the DM would see if he looked at it that way on the screen. But if you look at it the other way, it's still here. The rounds are 600. So if you give everything that you have, I mean, I don't do that when I code. I put 1 hour or 1 day because that's what the book says. But if I wanted to do, if something was for a day, then how many minutes would that be? 60 times 12 is what? 860 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So if I put 860 minutes and then applied that, then it would be good for 8,600 rounds. Now, whatever combat you're having that goes 8,600 rounds, I don't know. So that's why, I mean, whatever combat that goes beyond 10 rounds, I usually don't know. So that's why usually when it's an hour or a day, you just put 1 hour a day because it's easier to read. If I had 860 minutes in here, people would be like, "What in the hell? He's lost his mind. What do I know how much 860 minutes is?" That's why you just leave it an hour.
That's a Guinness Book of No Blinking contest.
But just to demonstrate that people can, like if it's a 10-minute spell, well, you can put 10 minutes and it'll calculate that as 600 rounds. But yeah, so normally you're not even going to need the 1 day or the 1 hour thing because you're just gonna, you're gonna take a short rest and your DM's gonna go, okay, everything's over.
That makes a good point. If you're going to test these effects out, you have to be in the combat tracker first.
Yes.
So if you're playing around with your effects and stuff, you need to set up a little scenario like Rob did to check them out.
I'm going to show another example of something really quick just to remind. It says kind of a reminder for people. Okay, let's draw a winner for the items. Here we go. No. See, I almost messed it up. Winners are not drawn. Are you sure you want to start a new one? No, I don't want to do it. I screwed up. Here it is. Ruckus 22 or Rukas or Rukas 20. Well, anyway, RUKAS 22. Congrats. You're not a follower. Boo. You have not followed the channel. You still win. But hit that follow button. Be a follower. And since you're not a follower, you probably don't know about my Discord. So let me put the link in the chat for you. And Mikolog, boo. And just come to my Discord, and I'll jot your name down here in the spreadsheet. And then just send me a private message in my Discord and let me know what your DM's Guild email is, and I'll send you the items package. And there he is. Ruckus22 is followed. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Let me know your DMs Guild email, Ruckus, when you send me a PM. And if you don't have a DMs Guild account, just go make one because it's free. And then let me know what email you're using, and then I'll send you that package. I do want to show something before I forget to do it. What's a code that uses either? What's that thing that gives you your intelligence modifier on your initiative or some other fucking thing like that? What is some of that? Or that uses your proficiency, or any code that uses a stat from your sheet. That's what I'm trying to get to. Anyone? Nobody can think of one?
Drawing a blank.
Guidance.
Guidance.
Okay,
Guidance.
the guidance. No, guidance doesn't. What does guidance give you? Guidance gives you a D4. That's not right.
No, he's saying that he needs to cast guidance on us. So
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we can finish it.
I know one. The alert feat.
Okay.
No, but that just gives you a +5 on initiative, right? Isn't there some ranger feat that gives you, or thief? What's the guy called? A rogue? One of those fucking people.
like a scout.
There's some class that gets a special thing on their initiative. Oh, I know it's rogue. What is it? It's called. What is it? It's called something that you get an extra bonus on your initiative somehow. Ambush Master, is that it?
Try
No.
it. Look at it.
Magical Ambush? No. I can't believe I can't think of any of these. Oh, Roguish Audacity? Yes, that's it. Okay, there it is. Okay, so this is I did this because Leyrun was saying it's got to be on your character sheet and it's got to go in the combat tracker. So let's just clear all this crap out. A lot of crap on here. We don't need it anymore. All right. So Cousin Clark, the rogue who has Rakish Audacity, that means he gets his charisma modifier added to his initiative. So that's a permanent effect that's going to go on him at the beginning of the game and just stay there. Now let's find out what this guy's charisma modifier is. It's not good. Let's make it a little better. Let's give him a 14. So he's got a +2. So when I apply this effect, it's going to say in here, it's going to say init : 2, which it does, because it's taking the charisma from this sheet, whatever that is, and applying it in there. So now when Clark rolls initiative, he has got, it says effects +2 because he's got a +3 initiative plus the 2, so it's +5, right, like that. Boom. So that's a good example of how there's different things. I'll put them in the chat here. There's any of your stats can work that way. You can use proficiency, or you can use half proficiency like that in these brackets, or you can use twice your proficiency. You can do almost anything. So let's see, what if I change this to, what if I change that to 2 charisma? Let's see if that works. Theoretically, that should work. So let's get rid of this. And if I apply this, it should give him a 4. And it did. So there you go. What if I give him, let's get crazy and say, what if I gave him 20 charisma? Would that work? Do you guys think it will?
Should.
It did not.
Wonder why.
So, yeah. So isn't that interesting? What if it, maybe 2 is the highest you can go. Let's try 3 and see if it works. Okay, it does not. So you can only do half or double. Now, half charisma. Let's try HCA and see if that works. I know it does work with proficiency, but maybe it won't work with an ability. But let's find out. I've never tried it. It absolutely did. So half his charisma is 1.
Okay.
So it totally works with H, or just the regular stat, whatever it is, or 2. So any of those. And again, if you guys click on the little zombie man up here, click on the question mark right here in the effects, it'll take you to the wiki page, and you can come down here and you can see examples of that. Yeah, I mean, again, if you want to read, so yeah, so H2 and also negative.
Yeah, negative
will also work.
HRPF.
Yeah, so if I do, let's say there's some weird homebrew thing that I'm adding, and I want the initiative for this to be my charisma. Now, do I put that in the brackets or out of the brackets? Let's find out. Let's get rid of all these first. Yep, it's inside the brackets, so -2. So now when I roll initiative, it should be, instead of +5, it should be +1. Boo! And there's effects too right there. So yeah, not good. Don't get that. Don't let Rob come in and change your codes around so you get negative conversion negative. But that's like, I think the alert feat. I think the alert feat itself just gives you init 5, which means whatever initiative you roll, it'll give you, so +8. Yeah, that's how that works. I just changed it in the combat tracker itself. All right, let's see how we're doing. Did we give away? No, we gave away both prizes, didn't we?
Yep.
We did.
Cool.
All right, cool.
We're right at the top of the hour. If anyone has any codes that they want to code for D&D 5th edition, now there may be other codes for other rule systems, but we're mainly covering 5th edition here, so we're not covering the other rule sets.
Yeah, fifth edition has the most automation. I would say the next closest automation, fully automated thing would probably be Savage Worlds. Okay. I don't know. I haven't done any coding for anything except 5th edition because that's my forte. That's where my expertise lies. I've had other people ask me to do Pathfinder and this and that, but there's two real reasons I don't do it. One is I don't think those rule sets are fully automated as 5e is, and two, I don't really think there's call for it. If you look at the number of games played, 5e just dominates everything on Fantasy Grounds, and all the other games combined don't even come anywhere close. So, right. I'm going to where the bulk of the people are. I mean, I know we're supposed to show love for every rule set, and we do, but as far as coding goes, it's all about 5e.
I was told that it doesn't even work the same. It'd be a whole different approach, so I don't even know how it would work.
Yeah, I think I looked into it for like 10 minutes one day, and right away I could tell I don't need to be looking at this, and I just dropped it.
Right. So they're not going to throw resources at something that's not as, heavily populated.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
So before I forget to say, next Sunday there won't be a show, guys. And the reason that is, Rob is going to be at Spokon here in, there's a gaming convention here in Spokane. It's called Spokon. It's like the 17th time they've done it, or 16th time. I don't know. I think it started in 2000 and they skipped 2 years. So this must be the 16th time they've done it or something like that. But anyway.
Right.
I'll be on 5 panels, and I just got an email today. I just got another email today to be on a 6th panel. I don't even know what the name of it is.
It is the Rock Convention.
I don't. Let me go to see if they've added my name to the event schedule for that, because then I can tell you guys what it is, because I don't even friggin' remember. Let's see. I got to sign into my thing here. Okay, I'm signed in. Let's see, schedule. Did they add me?
My schedule.
My schedule. Oh yeah, you're right. Schedule. There's schedule and my schedule. So my schedule, no, it just says 5. So I know it's Sunday at 1 o'clock. So they haven't added it yet. I could probably go and get the email. So anyway, I'm speaking on Breaking Into Drive-Thru RPG. Whose line is it? I made the mistake of saying I was a comedian, so they're gonna make me do that. Game design in the 21st century, pros and cons of self-publishing your game, and house rules. I'm gonna go off on that one. I wish there was no panel. I wish there was no panel after that, because the new one I just got is like 3 hours later. But I wanted that to be the last one so I could go crazy and yell at people and just drop the mic, peace out, and walk out. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. It's gonna be fun.
So
But
this
yeah,
is your convention, huh?
well, I mean, look at the schedule. I mean, this is amazing. They've got, each panel is like 45 minutes or an hour, and it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But look, if I just scroll down, I mean, there's a giant crap load of panels. There's all kinds of authors and artists and guest speakers. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. I mean, it's 3 days long. But CJ and I are going to go hang out there, so that'll be fun.
Cool.
And then at the end of the month, I'm going to go to PAX West, and I'm attending Sunday and Monday for sure, and 80% chance Saturday as well.
Okay.
But
I got to get with Jessica and find out if I get my tickets or not.
Yeah, T-Gon's he's got he's got Sunday and Monday for me, and Saturday he's trying to get, and then Friday, of course.
I love you, man.
Hey, Furied Fate has subscribed for 2 months in a row. Thank you, Furied. Friday, of course, I'll be at University of Washington doing my yearly liver checkup, where they take it out and they clean it off and they put it back in. It's fun.
We're doing a Ruth Chris one of those nights, right?
Hopefully, yeah. I was maybe Saturday. We should do it Saturday, regardless of if we go to the thing or not. We should just do it Saturday.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
You hang out for a couple hours.
By the way, guys, that's not true. They don't take out your liver and clean it and put it back in case anybody was like, really?
Dialysis at all?
No. Dialysis is kidneys, my friend.
Hmm?
My kidneys are fine.
Good.
As far as I know. As far as you know. So, guys, if you have any other coding requests, now's the time. I mean, you can always ask us, but since we're on stream and doing it now, we'll show you whatever you need. I can't imagine there is anything that's already in the game that you would need to know how to code, because I've already done it. But if there's a homebrew thing you have, or an idea, or something that you wanted to... Discord dropped her? Is she out of Discord?
I guess so.
Let's get her back.
Yeah, what's going on?
Says she's here. Let's ring Furied. Here we go. All right, we'll see if she comes back. Just in time for the show to be over. But yeah, guys, if you have anything you want to code, or you're thinking about, or you had a question on anything, McGolog's asking, is Rob gonna cosplay? Yes and no. Spoke Compton. Delta's Ghost. Yes, I am, but no, I'm not. Now, you want me to explain? My cosplay will be that I'm going to wear my Fantasy Grounds t-shirts. That's my cosplay.
There you go.
Did she come back? She did not. She's out. She left.
So Valkyrie's class is not coded. That's because it's not official, right?
Oh yeah, so I haven't coded anything. Well, I haven't released anything that isn't 5e. Now there's one exception to that. Sorry, I didn't mean to say 5e. I meant to say WotC. Anything that's not Wizards of the Coast, I haven't coded, and the reason for that is probably very few people buy those types of things. Now there's one exception. The exception is the Book of Lost Spells, which Gwydion is the one who coded all those. 708 spells. He coded every last one of them. Now, that's for sale by me and him on the DM's Guild, so we're just using my name to sell it, basically. But he's the one that did the work. And that is available on the DM's Guild as well. But you need the Book of Lost Spells to use it. So if you just buy the codes, you'll be lost because it doesn't have the spell descriptions in it. So you need to buy the Book of Lost Spells as well. And I don't think anybody would buy that coding without having the Book of Lost Spells. It would just be not smart to do that. But we've sold about, 50 copies of that, or I don't know how many. Let's find out. I got it right here.
So B-rated movie guy has a question.
Book of Lost Spells coding has sold 34 copies. My coding package, 408 copies. Boom. What is B-Rate Movie Guy's question?
He has a Warlock Hexblade that adds charisma bonus to attack. What is the easiest way to reflect or to do that?
So, Warlock Hexblade. Did I not have classes open? Yeah. Why? I was gonna be a smartass and say the easiest way to do it is just add it from my coding thing. Why is Hexblade not in there? I would like to see, what is that from? That's from Sword Coast Adventures Guide, maybe?
So
Let's look that up.
Oh no, that's added from Xanathar's, I believe.
Oh, it's Xanathar's? Damn, my throat. All right, what is the power is what I want to know, what it's called.
Yeah. B-Rate Movie, you have to give us an idea of what the power is or the spell that you're talking about that gives them extra charisma damage. Because that could apply to different things. Oh, Hex Warrior? Okay,
Is it Hex Warrior? Okay. So Hex Warrior.
He's looking it up too.
Hex Warrior, what?
That's the archetype.
No, I need to know the name of the power.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. He's looking it up.
Damn it, I'm so bad about, like, I look stuff up, and then once I have it and read it, I close it, and I need to learn to be more patient and leave stuff open, so I have to go look it up again.
I do the same crap.
Hex Warrior, okay. When you attack, the influence of your patron also allows you to mystically channel your will through a particular weapon. When you finish the long rest, you can touch one weapon that you are proficient with and that lacks the two-handed property. When you attack with that weapon, you can use your charisma modifier instead of strength or dexterity. Oh, now Hex Warrior. Now watch this. If we go to the instructions, special instructions, no. We need to be in the class thing. Okay. So if we go to notes and we go down to Warlock, and we go to Hex Warrior, it says Hex Warrior is coded within the weapons. There's nothing I haven't covered, everybody. So the answer to his question is you wouldn't do that with a code. You would do that in the weapon itself, and you would come here to the glaive. Let's just say it's the glaive. You would open this up, and instead of your base modifier, you would put charisma. Right, like that. Boom. There it is. Done. So yeah, the reason I couldn't get to that fast enough is because he was telling me the archetype, and I needed to know what the actual power was. and that power does not get coded with a code. You could do it with a code, and I'll show you that, and then I'll tell you why you don't want to do it that way. So let's just make that. Let's go here. Let's make a power. Let's call it Hex Warrior. And let's say that that has a condition where we're going to call it Hex Warrior. And we'll say that the damage adds his charisma modifier. Right?
Yep.
So I'm this guy here, and I go and I add my Hex Warrior. Whoops, yeah, that might need to be self, target self. Let's try that again. We don't want to give the zombie that. All right, so my charisma is a +2, so there it is, damage +2. Now the reason so I showed you how to code it that way. Here's the reason you don't do it that way. Because every weapon attack I make, whether it's with my longbow or my sword or my club or my foot, is always going to get a +2 damage. Whereas if you code it directly inside the weapon, right here, then it's only going to get used with that weapon. So that's why
and that's
you do it
the
that
one
way.
you touch. Yeah, that's the one that you touch.
And that's why in the instructions I had, you saw me scroll down and it said Warrior Hex Warrior is coded within the weapon. So if there's something that you find that doesn't have a code, chances are there is no code for it. I mean, I think after a couple years, people have, you go through and do 4,000 of these, you're going to make a mistake. You're going to miss one. But I think, as of now, I think there's nothing that's missing. I mean, I haven't had a report of any missing codes for, I don't know, at least 8 months, 10 months, a year, something like that. So if there's not a code for it, there's a reason there's not a code. It's done a different way. And usually if you read the instructions, you'll find out what's up.
I was going to ask you.
Go ahead.
I don't know.
I'm here.
Okay.
Fury. I was going to ask you, how would that expire then if you put that on the weapon? I'm being the devil's advocate here. I'm being the dumbass.
If you put it on the weapon, it's a permanent change. So
right.
You
but
would have to
after right.
Well, then you would just go back, and if it expired, you just go back and change this back to base or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, base is using strength or dex or whatever the hell it is. And again,
I almost like your other example. The one you coded.
Yeah, I don't like but believe me, the reason
I do.
Yeah, because if you code it that way, then you're forever going, oh, wait, before I make that attack, let me take that, goddamn, I gotta take that off. Okay, wait, no, hold on, I got, sorry about that, DM, sorry, DM, let me put that code back on again and then re-attack, and your DM's gonna be like, fuck you, and you're not gonna get to re-attack. If you don't know how to work your character, then too bad.
So Drake is asking, why not code it as dex or strength? Why is it coded as base?
You can code it as dex or strength. Fantasy Grounds doesn't know strength or dex until you tell it. It doesn't know that you're a fighter or a rogue or whatever. Or I mean, I guess it does know that. Yeah, it does know, but it's always base until you change it. That's just the way it is. I mean, the answer to the question is that's how it's programmed. So you have to go in and change it if you want to change it. Because it basically, I guess when I said it doesn't know you're a fighter or a rogue, I didn't mean to say that because it does know that. But it doesn't make assumptions because, like, isn't it rogues can use dex or strength, whichever their choice is?
As long as the weapon is finesse.
Right. So it is letting you make those choices for your own character. And then also sometimes DMs might say, hey, everybody, you're in the plane of weirdness, and all your weapon attacks use charisma. They might say that. So that's the cool thing about Fantasy Grounds is it allows you to change all those parameters to anything you want. Throat.
Hashtag my throat.
Why is your throat sore?
Talking too much.
All the yelling, all the excitement.
All my excitement. I'm trying to calm down. Everybody just relax. So guys, if you have any more questions, we'll answer them. Otherwise, I think we're done today.
I think so.
And it's going to be a minute before I stream again because tomorrow there's no stream. I have a class. Tuesday.
Hold
Oh
on,
yeah,
hold
we're
on.
streaming.
B-rate
We're
movie
streaming on
guy.
Tuesday.
Yeah, this is important right now. B-rate movie guy. If he wanted to add charisma bonus to damage, he couldn't do 1x charisma. CG what? Yeah,
What
charisma.
times charisma? I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, I just did that. That's exactly what I just did. I just programmed that example. That's exactly what I just did. Why is he asking me? Maybe he didn't. See here, I did Hex Warrior damage, add charisma to the damage. So when I apply that effect, my charisma is 2. So you see it gives me damage 2 right there. So I did that, but maybe he's asking something else.
Is he? He's talking about like for the weapons.
Oh, got it.
Oh, for the weapons. Well, that is for any attack. So all the weapons. He's talking about coding it in the weapon. So guys, I guess I need to make a little statement here about your Twitch chat. You need to do the best you can to fully explain your question with as many words as possible so that we don't have to guess what you mean. So it looked like it was to an attack, not damage, when you put it on the weapon. Oh, okay. I see what. Let me look. Oh, I did. Yeah, I did. You're right. He's right. He's totally right. I
So
did
he's
it up
calling
here.
out for your shit that you
Yeah,
just
I just. But good. I'm
So
glad he
B-rate
caught that.
movie
That means
guy, he
That
needs
means
to
he knows.
apologize to you.
So this is the attack up here, and then this is the damage down here. So if it would add his charisma modifier to the damage, that's down here. But the way I was saying it out loud is, rogues can use strength or dex to attack is what I was saying. So I was actually answering I was answering the question correctly, but I was answering a different question. So he's right. It is down here.
B-rate movie guy, you should clip that saying that you're right.
You can do. You
Put
can
it as
do.
your ringtone.
You can do. For adding to damage, you can add a modifier or your level in a class or just your whole level. You can do a lot of crap down here. It's crazy.
The reason why I won't let you add the 1x is because that's the default. Is that it is just already one
Yeah,
times.
it's 1x. If you wanted to do 2 times your charisma or half your charisma, you couldn't do that in the weapon. You'd have to make a code for that. Or I mean, you could. Oh wait, no. Look at this.
Yeah,
Hold on a
it's
second.
saying it won't let him do 1 because that's the default is to do 1.
Oh, it's it won't let you type 1 in there, but you can type 2. Yeah. If I try to type 1 in there, it won't let me do it. It'll let me put 11, but not 1. But that's because it's a default. Yeah. Now, can I do 0.5? 1.5? Wait. It won't let me do 0.5 either. 1.5. Can I do negative? Can I do -2?
I don't.
Negative
Oh
12.
shit!
Oh, yeah. So you can mess with that, guys. It might have to. Let's see. Let me try -2. Yeah, when I type the negative sign in there, it gives me 1 back to. Yeah, it won't. Oh, -2. There we go. I typed 2 first, then negative. So -2 charisma. Let's see if that works. Yeah. 1d10 -4 slashing. So you can screw with all that stuff. That's new. That multiplier right there, that was not there before.
It's been there for a while, actually.
Well,
I just don't know how often you look at the weapon.
That's right. When I say before,
curse weapon.
Last time I looked there, which was who knows when.
Hashtag curse weapon.
Curse weapon.
Oh yeah, curse weapons.
-10 times your charisma. So your weapon damage will be 1d10 -20. Thank you.
So basically, you're healing something for 10 points every time.
Yeah, every time. Yeah. Hey, what happens? Hey, I want to know. I'm gonna hit this. Okay, let's do this. Okay, the zombie has. Let's give him 11 hit points. And let's hit the zombie for 1d10 minus 20 slashing. What happens?
So this is gonna be a broken arrow so bad.
Just damage him 0. Yeah, so it doesn't... Oh, well, 3 minus 3. No, I don't like that. Let's try that again. That just coincidentally worked out. I think
No.
damage, it won't
It's
let it
gonna
go
be
below
zeroed out
0.
every
Yeah,
time.
it won't let it do it.
No negative damages.
Yeah, no negative damages. Damn it, we tried to scam the
We
system.
tried to break the game.
Your party's yelling at you because you're running around healing people by smacking them with your axe. That is nice. You could actually, though. Could you make a weapon heal? I don't think you can. I don't think you can make a weapon heal, but you could, you could make an effect for it.
But now you're thinking about it.
Yeah. So now I want to say, let's see. Let me add this. Can you? I don't think you can do this. I don't think that will work actually. All right, let's do the damage. No, the heal, yeah, that doesn't work. And as a matter of fact, I don't even think heal's a thing. I mean, I thought I saw it somewhere one time, but let's go look at the Wikipedia. Not the Wikipedia, but the wiki. See if heal's a thing. G-A-H-E-A-L. So healing rolls, heal D. Is there an example? No, there's not. So yeah, I don't know how that would work. See, I knew it was part of the thing, but I don't think I've ever seen it in a and there's not an example of one either. So who the hell knows how that works? Let's see. What if I do? See, now I'm obsessed with knowing the. Let's see. I'm just gonna make an effect.
So the show would have been over if I didn't say anything.
It would have been.
Yeah.
It's like, Fury, why were you up until midnight? Oh, because I said something and then somebody had to prove me wrong or, prove me right, whatever. Something
So
like that.
let's add all right, then let's make another one called whatever we want to call it and make that a healing one. Heal. We'll just say that heals like 1d6. All right, so let's on this guy, let's add the heal 5. Let's add that. Wait, how come it didn't work? Oh, because self, duh. Okay, now I'm going to try to heal the zombie, and it should add 5 if I know what I'm doing. God damn. Look at that shit. It worked. So the code heal, I don't think there's a spell or a condition or anything in the game that uses this. But you can put heal : 5, and then any healing spell you do will add 5. That's fucking awesome, you guys.
Sweet.
And so instead of 5, you could put, charisma modifier or whatever the hell it is. What would be really nice, I mean, it's never going to happen, but it would be nice to open the spells up or open anything up and then have a search box down here and say anywhere in the spell description, anywhere in the coding, anywhere in the title, anywhere, I want to search for the word heal. And that would be so cool. But no.
Just put that in that wish list. The FGU wish
Yeah,
list.
and then who's the guy? Is it Damned or somebody who reads that wish list? And he'll just be a message in there. Fuck you. That's never gonna happen. It's too hard. All right, guys. Anything else for questions? You let us know and we will answer it. Otherwise, I think we're gonna shut it down. We did an hour and a half.
I think we're good, man.
All right. Good times. Well, let me switch to the slides for everybody. And as a reminder, no show next week because I'll be at Spokon, but we will be coming back the following week with explaining Rob Toohey chat economies. Leroon is forcing me to do this show. Yep. So when you're watching my show and you're playing with the GatherBot, or you're doing roulette, or you're doing the crawl or the bank heist, or all these different things. There's BitBoss. There's 3 different economies in the chat, and so we're going to go through all that. Mainly so that everybody knows, but also so there'll be a video on YouTube, and then I can just say, hey, everybody go watch this video, and you'll understand what's up. Right. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about top 10 tips the week after that. The week after that, we'll be getting into September, and I'll be at PAX, so there won't be a show. And then after that, we're going to have some more shows all the way up until Whistler, which we'll do a show in Whistler. Fury and I will be there, and then Leroon will be on the horn. And then we'll have the whole cast of everybody there.
By the way, I'm 100%.
Nice. Let's go change. We'll change that after the show.
I guess it would be 99. I just need to book the ticket.
Okay. That's an important part.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So guys, thanks for watching. And thanks for your support. And I don't know, just thanks everybody. Thanks. Appreciate everybody being here tonight. And we like having everybody here every week, man. This is great. I just love having this show. We used to do it 2 days a week. It was crazy, but now we only just do it one day a week.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to school.
Yeah. So the 3 of us will see you guys back here on Tuesday when we do the Toohey Tuesday show, which is only an hour now because we couldn't make it 2 hours. We were just like running out of stuff to talk about. But we've gone quite a ways with Unknown Whom 2, so I think we're nearly approaching the place where there won't be anything more to add. It'll just be cleanup and editing and fixing and mapping and doing the PDF and doing the Fantasy Grounds module and getting it done. So I think we're flying along on that. So any last words from either one of you two jokers before we end the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say, how many shows have we done about coding effects? I think 2 or 3 at least.
They're very important.
Let's see. Show number 2 was about coding. Show number... Well, XML, Geo's show. So that was show 22. Yep. FG Gamer Girls. Face-to-face streaming, Patreon. Interesting. Something got screwed up, and I have making reference manuals and rule sets in here twice. So I need to go back and figure out what I copied over there somehow. And then today, so out of 34 shows, we've only done it 3 times. Seems like
that's a lot.
Do more. Yeah, I need to go after the show's over. I need to figure out which one of these is wrong.
Cheerbits on the screen. Thanks for the cheerbits.
Cheerbits, Drake 71, Drake, Dr. Dre 71. I don't know. I screw people's name. Stock Leroon on Twitter. FG College. FG College. Yeah, that's the best Twitter name ever. @_FG_college_. The best Twitter name ever created. 3 underscores in it. All right, guys. Anything else? I'm going to take your silence. Is it no? Okay. All right, guys. So on behalf of my co-hosts, Leroon and Fury Fate, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll start the reruns, which is like the past 10 shows, as soon as we're done. And until we see you back here on Tuesday, good gaming, everyone.